Hello, good morning. This is your host Ishan Shahane, and welcome to Teeing Off with RevSportz. I'm joined with Raja Raman, Sneashish, and Bharat will be joining in a moment as well. The IPL is over. The Knight Riders are the champions, and it's just the last few days I think where we'll be speaking about the IPL. But Raja, I have to know your thoughts on this victory. I haven't heard it personally myself, so I'd love to know Knight Riders winning that tournament. What a fantastic outing for them. I think that team really came together, and Gautam Gambhir as a mentor got the boys together and really pulled off a fantastic victory. And even in the final, just that pure dominance was seen, which showed the sort of mindset that the team had. So your thoughts on that victory?
I think the Knight Riders were the most complete team, uh, not just in terms of batting like Sunrisers was. They also had the bowling to back the batting, and they could win matches from any position. That they lost only 3 games in the whole season tells you a story. Unfortunately for them, they missed out on a couple of games because of rain, but they were the most comprehensive side in the whole tournament. I don't think anybody will take it away from them. And each of them knew what he had to do, and each of them delivered to the best of their ability. Uh, Rinku Singh was not called upon to bat so many times in the tournament. Andre Russell never needed to bat when the team was chasing. So it tells you of the phenomenal effort that the batters put in, and that obviously the bowlers did a fabulous job. I think the whole support staff, of course, Gautam Gambhir deserves credit for being the mentor, but Chandrakant Pandit as the coach, I think a lot of us have underplayed his role. Chandu Pandit, then you had B. Arun, easily the finest bowling coach India has known, and he's played a big role in the Indian fast bowlers stepping up and contributing to Kolkata Knight Riders' success. Shreyas Iyer did really well as captain, handling the resources at his disposal quite quite capably. But we all knew that Shreyas Iyer was a good captain. He'd led the
Absolutely.
Delhi Capitals a few seasons ago, and we had seen potential of his captaincy skills. So when he's got such a brilliant army at his disposal, quite natural that he would emerge as the general to
Yeah.
look out and to have beaten Pat Cummins' side twice. Terrific effort from KKR. Uh, Unfortunately, the cyclone in Kolkata would have dampened the spirits. But a victory of a Kolkata side, and as RevSport put out in a tweet, it's been a fabulous year for Bengal sport, and this is probably the icing on the cake as far as cricket fans are concerned.
Absolutely. Thank you, Raja. Sneashish, you are from Kolkata. So just tell us about, the celebrations that took place. Were there any celebrations with the cyclone? And how personal was that win for, someone who's been a Knight Riders fan and supporter for all these years? I think Sneashish, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were, I thought that was, yeah.
No, actually, because of the cyclone, the celebration are quite of hurt now
Yeah.
because maximum people are being safe and being in their home only because the cyclone is still there. Hopefully, from today only the weather will be clear, and then might be the fans will gather and celebrate the win because it's a huge win. As Rajas has said that it's been 10 years that KKR won the IPL. In 2021, they had a chance, but it was and then CSK won that match. But the way, especially the way KKR have won it, that's the main point. Because it has been a dominating season from both sides. In the league phase and then especially in the playoff. Playoff in both the playoff game they were very dominant and it was both the one-sided game I will say, and I think this is the most one-sided final I ever watched in an IPL. So I think whole credit goes to the team, the management, and especially Shreyas Iyer, Gautam Gambhir, Bharat Arun. I am a very big fan of Bharat Arun, especially since India days, because one stat will stay with me forever. That in 2015 World Cup, India play 8 matches, took 77 wickets out of 80 matches in ODI World Cup. In the semi-final, we failed to take 10 wickets against Australia and we lost the match. So I think in that time we didn't have so many world-class bowlers. Like we have young Mohit Sharma, we have young Umesh Yadav in that team. So the way Bharat prepared themselves that time, even Ravichandran Ashwin, everyone was young. But the way Bhadunan prepared them and the way they have executed that time their plan, I think it was commendable job. So I am very big fan of Bhadunan since then. So seeing him as a KKR part, I was very happy, and now I am very happy that the results are coming also. So overall, it's been a great campaign for KKR, and hopefully the celebration will continue. Now the atmosphere, now the weather will be clear out from today. The celebration will continue for sure.
Hopefully, Sneshish, and you mentioned Bharat Arun, so we have a nice and short promo for our viewers to watch. So it's really interesting. We spoke about the return of Mitchell Stark and back and how he came back into form as well. So to all our viewers, we hope you enjoy this.
A word on Mitchell Stark.
Mitchell Stark, I know, he's proved to the world that he's probably one of the greatest bowlers, and in all formats. And when the chips are down, there were a lot of criticism on Mitchell Stark initially, but then the bowler that he's been in many such situations, and it was just a question of him understanding. He's aware of his strengths, but how far his strengths would be useful in these Indian conditions was just a matter of time. And once he did that, the results are there for everybody to see.
Sunil Narayan, the best ever player in IPL history. Again, a most valuable player award thrice now. Fantastic, isn't it?
I think Sunil was a revelation, especially his batting. We all know that he could bat, but then off late, his batting form had dipped considerably. But I think all kudos to Gautam Gambhir for really insisting on Sunil Narayan opening. And he was very, very confident that Sunil would do well for us. And he was also very insistent that Sunil opened for us. And I think in the end, that really, really paid huge dividends for us.
Bharat, Mitchell Stark, so much was spoken about him that he's been paid the big bucks, not been able to deliver. But when the big moments came, when that semi-final came, when the final came, he really stood up for his side. To talk about the impact an experienced player has had for KKR, do you think he's going to be retained? And also to speak on that whole Sunil Narayan impact that KKR had.
I think Bharat sir himself has said the right thing when he said it was all about Mitchell Stark knowing his strengths when it comes to Indian conditions. I think that is what he did in the first few matches. If you notice, he was bowling short of a length, he was bowling good length. I don't think it really suits Mitchell Stark. He's someone who is a tall bowler, yes, but he goes very full and looks for swing and see movement by bowling full, and that is all he did in those two matches. He understood his key strengths. He bowled really full and took out Travis Head, and then again the way he set up Abhishek Sharma in the final was magnificent because he bowled those away swingers. It was clear that he was going to bowl one at the stumps because Abhishek Sharma's method is very similar to that of Travis Head, and final ball he bowled on the stumps, angled in, and then seemed event shattered the timber. I think that tells something about Mitchell Stark's greatness. When as they say, "Kameta hour, Kameta man." So I guess they should. Obviously, they will. I think retain him because they have so much faith in him, and repose that faith with a couple of stellar performances. And KKR's bowling performance also, not just Stark. I would also include other KKR's bowlers. Someone like Vaibhav Arora, if you notice, Travis Head gets beaten a lot on the outside edge from over the wicket. So you have to be very precise with your execution. If you look at the delivery, it was pitched on a good length, just moved away, and it was bang on top of off stump. So Travis Head had no other choice but to edge it. If he had not edged it, his off stump would have taken for a walk in the park. So I think that is where you have to give it to KKR. It was absolute clinical bowling performance from those seamers, Harshit Rana, those two defensive spinners. What I have to say, I mean, Narine and Chakravarti, no one seems to land a shot or two against those two spinners, and Andy Russell did excel. So it's a wonderful bowling performance from all of them.
Wonderful bowling performance indeed from the whole Knight Riders unit. Raja, my final question to you before we, wrap up this IPL segment after 2 long months. Shreyas Iyer, fantastic captain, a possible captain for the Indian cricket team in the future as well. What do you have to say about that?
No, we've all known about Shreyas's leadership capabilities. He done well for Delhi Capitals. He led Mumbai pretty well. So this is not a revelation. I don't think this success is will define him as captain. He's already been defined as a brilliant thinker of the game and somebody who can lead teams to full potential, to achieve full potential. His problem is in getting back into the mix of the Indian side. And that might take a little bit of time. We might, when we see a change of team management, with Rahul Dravid stepping down and maybe a new captain coming in place, you might get to see him come back in the mix. But he's been out of the board's contract as well. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done before we can talk of him as captain of the Indian side. But it is not something that is unthinkable. It can happen in the future, but there is still some time before that happens.
Thank you, Raja. Thank you. And before we end this IPL segment, I have to show you a promo of Devashish Sen meeting up with Rajat Bhatia, a former Knight Riders, and they spoke about the victory and much more. So have a look. And the full video will come out later on in the day. This is the promo. So have a look and enjoy.
Having shared the dressing room, what does it bring to the table as a team man, as a player, as a coach, as a captain? थोड़ा बताएं आप, क्योंकि you shared the most part of your career with Gautam.
See, I think right from the start, I would say Gautam, when he took the captaincy of Delhi Ranji side, I think slowly and steadily he started becoming more matured captain. And once we won the IPL, I think after 2012, KKR won in 2014. I think he left and he was not there a part of KKR for so long. And then now in 2024, like after 10 years, he became a part. He was there with some other sides, but those sides never did. I would say they never won a trophy. But still, I feel, one of the guys what you really want in the side where he's one of the guys who knows like how to use a player. So in correct words, I would say that if you normally see one of the things in this year KKR, that we knew the formula that what Gautam Gambhir is going to do before the IPL started. We knew that he's going to open with Sunil Narine. He's going to show that kind of confidence because he was the guy who started Sunil Narine. He started making him open when he was the captain. And that's what that kind of formula he relied upon. And he said like, no, we're going to make him open again. So I feel he knows how to use a player in a proper way, and that is one of the master stroke what he played this year. I think so. But yes, it's one of the things what we need to understand that there are different kind of players in every team, but most of the teams what they somehow they miss like how to use a player, and that's what I think KKR applied that thing in a better way if you compare it with other teams.
Yes, Gautam Gambhir has just been an instrumental factor for that KKR success and victory. So, to end this IPL segment, congratulations to the Knight Riders. I think a much deserving victory and probably the best side of that season without any doubt. Sneashish has a big smile on his face. I'm not surprised. Moving on to the World Cup, only a few days left. A week is left and it's the massive tournament. It's probably big. It is bigger than the IPL. This is the event that the Indian team wants to win. They need ICC trophy. It's been a while. Sneashish, let's talk about the World Cup a bit. We've seen the players depart to New York. Me and Rohit and myself were there personally. So they're moving out in batches, and there was a lot of debate that this is a World Cup team. Why are they moving in batches? This team should be going together. So it's really sparked up a sort of a debate where a lot of people were not happy with this. So a lot of people were arguing, saying, come on, this is a huge tournament. We need to go together and play together. So your thoughts?
Look, controversies happen with anything in Indian cricket, right? And I think everyone can think, everyone has their perspective, but whatever the reports are there, that due to some paperwork issues that Virat Kohli, the main issue was that Virat Kohli is not with the team. Why he is not with the team? As he has already got knocked out with RCB in the IPL, because the teams were left in the final, SRH and KKR. Only Rinku Singh, I think, is the player who will join the team from those two teams. Otherwise, all players are free to go for the World Cup preparation. But the Virat Kohli was the main topic, that why he has not joined the team. But if you ask me, whatever the reports I have read, that due to some paperwork issues, he has missed the first slot of the match and he will join the team. But some reports are also there that he will miss the warm-up match also. The warm-up match is on 1 June, 1 May. So against Bangladesh. So I think that is a setback, I will say, because personally I will want most of the player to play that warm-up match because you are playing in USA, America, and you have no idea of the weather condition, you have no idea of the pitch. So if your maximum players of that playing 11 play that match, at least you can get accustomed with the conditions also. So I think most of the players should play the match, but it will be interesting to see whether Virat Kohli will play or not because he has to reach and maybe jet lag might happen. Then whether he will be able.
Yes.
Yes, whether he will be able to join or not, that will be interesting to see. But overall, I will say that let's not make any controversy because a big tournament is coming. Because if these things happen outside of the team, it will definitely affect the team. The players every time they will say that outside noises we don't hear and nothing, but they hear. We have seen multiple occasions that players hear those things and it affect the team also. So I think for as of now, don't go for these things, just support the team, back the team. It's been long year that we have won our ICC tournament, so this time whatever the team is there, we will support them, back them, and let's see what happens.
100%. Yes, we will be backing them. Raja, your thoughts on the same and interesting point made by Sneshish of that warm-up match, because you ideally want to be playing your 11 in that warm-up game as well. So someone like Virat Kohli missing out is not the best situation for that team. So can you build this up as well? Talk about not traveling together and not playing that warm-up match as well.
I think we love to hate Virat Kohli, don't we? As a nation, we love to do that. I think it's unfair on the man. It's unfair on the team. If the team is comfortable with this coming a day late or two, why should we even talk about it? If Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma are comfortable with Virat coming in a day late, I don't think it should concern very many people. Now, Virat, we know, can adapt to conditions very quickly. Now, there was also a report that he might reach there in time for the match against Bangladesh. And Ishan, I have known these matches to field all 14 players sometimes because it's a one-off game, right? Everybody might get a chance to go and have a hit or to bowl. You might see a number of batters getting in, and you might see all the bowlers get an opportunity, not just 5 bowlers or 6 bowlers. So these matches will kind of, in one match, you're not going to get massively acclimatized to the conditions in the US. I think this team is very capable. I think this team knows what it is doing. And I think as critics and fans and connoisseurs, we have to take it one match at a time, just like the cricket teams do. I think we sometimes overreach ourselves. Look at how the team is when it gets there. Look at the condition. We don't even know what kind of pitch there will be in New York. I know that it is a drop-in track that is coming from Adelaide. You might see it might actually behave like an Adelaide track. But some of us believe that it is different because it is traveled all the way from Australia. But we'll have to wait and watch before we draw any conclusion. I would tell people, just hold your fire, not just on Virat Kohli, not just on Hardik Pandya, because this is the Indian team that we are talking about. Let's look at how the team performed and assess the team rather than look at individuals.
Thank you, Raja. Thank you for that. And with the World Cup, almost here, I think this is a good build-up. We're going to be speaking about the World Cup a lot more because there are hardly any days left. So thank you for that. Thank you for that insightful message, Raja and Sneashish. Raja, my final question for you. And, it's Nadal has unfortunately lost his first ever R1 Roland Garros. So, I mean, heartbreaking disappointment. You must have, I'm sure you must have had a look at that game. And so we would like to know your thoughts on that match.
See, great players need to know when to step away from the limelight. I think they've lived in the limelight so long that sometimes they are struggling. Nadal, to my mind, should not have been playing this tournament. I can understand him wanting to play the Olympic Games one last time and maybe succeed in doubles play. But to have talked himself or to have allowed somebody to talk him into playing the French Open first round up against one of the best clay court players currently going around, to play and to lose, I think he could have done without it. We all have amazing memories of Rafael Nadal, 14-time French Open champion, but this is not the memory that we want to keep for time. Look at what Sachin Tendulkar did. He played an amazing knock against the West Indies at the Wankhede and stepped away from limelight. Right, so we all knew that he was going. Time doesn't wait for anyone, Nishan. Not for the greatest of players, but sometimes they need to know. It's just a little disappointing that someone of Nadal's class, someone of Nadal's stature, did not understand that maybe the French Open was not the right platform for him to even prepare for the Olympic Games. So I think we should have bid farewell to sport after Paris 2024. But watching him play, even the highlights, was not the best of things for all of us Nadal fans to do. Sometimes great players make mistakes. I think Nadal made one last night.
Yeah. Yes, you're right, Raja. Thank you for that. Thank you, Snehashish. It's the end of our morning show. We hope you enjoyed it. We have another show at 11. It's a Hindi show, so make sure that you tune in for that as well. And we'll see you all again tomorrow morning. Stay tuned to RevSportz and have a great day ahead. Thank you.